You ever heard about hot dog in the 1 and 2?
Hot dog the 1 and 2 all the time, bro. What are you talking about? What up,
Nice.
everybody, and welcome to the FB and Goop Show. I'm FB.
On the Goob. What's up, y'all?
We are sponsored by a little tiny bar in the middle of nowhere called the Good Time Tavern. How's the Goop?
Yeehaw, man. Yeehaw. No, I'm excited. We're gonna have our MJ 3-on-3 game a little bit later. We'll be talking Daytona 500, and Caitlin Clark has got a new nemesis.
Uh-oh.
But first,
Yep.
I mean, we got to talk about the hockey that happened over the weekend. You've seen it, right? You've had to have seen it.
I've seen the fights. I didn't see any of the hockey, of course, but I saw the fights. I focused on the NASCAR this week, so go.
Take it away, Goob.
Get
Uh,
away, Goop.
if you guys out there haven't seen it, all right. So the NHL, instead of the All Star game, replaced it with a tournament. USA, Canada, Sweden, Finland. And the whole thing started off brilliantly with Canada beating Finland in overtime in the first game, Crosby 3 assists. And then it led to an epic USA Canada battle where within the first 9 seconds, the brothers Chichuk and little tiny JT Miller from the United States fought three Canadians right away. It was a bloodbath, caused possibly by Donald Trump. What do you think about that? Do you think Trump started this whole thing? Hockey wars by Trump.
That's funny you say that. And I didn't think you were going to go that route. I didn't even think about Donnie Boy. Um, I was going to bring up Donnie Boy in the NASCAR thing because it's like it was incredible. I like,
Oh
and
yeah,
I'm
he
not a
ruined our
big,
tax dollars. I'll talk
I'm
about
not
that
a,
too.
yeah, I'm not a big, I'm like, what I mean, I'm not a big politic president guy, but wow, what a spectacle. So,
What do you think he said? I think Chichuk walked out and said, "What's up, 51st state?" And then it was just fucking on.
well, first of all, Canada, first of all, does not need to be the 51st state. They can just be fucking Canada. Who gives a shit? That's ridiculous. But that
Cool.
first 9 seconds of that was better than the whole NBA All Star. So, I
No,
mean,
it was fantastic, and it's set up again because USA lost to Sweden in their last game. They had already clinched the finals, so now it will be Canada against USA Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time on whatever channel it's on. It's going to be sick. I can't wait to watch it. Uh, Yeah, no, this whole tournament's been way better than anything the NBA's put on in
eh,
years.
so, and then you're telling me that this replaced the NHL All Star Weekend.
That's correct.
I like
Yep.
it. That's great. That puts the NHL up there with the MLB All Star Week, which I feel to be the best All Star Week
All right.
in
Well,
professional
that's more of
sports.
a one-on-one thing. This was actually a team thing. I love it. I mean, I don't think any of the other leagues represent the hostility and intensity that the NHL puts on ice when
Oh,
they internationalize everything, which is great.
no.
I mean, that's play for the badge. It's all good.
Only thing that could make this better. Once again, we all know I'm not a political person, but bring Russia back in. Let's get Russia, Canada, the United States of America, Sweden. Let's bring them all. Let's
Uh,
bring
there
what
were a few.
hockey really, yeah,
There were
that
a
that
few teams missing, and yeah, Russia was one of them. But of course, would those players play for Russia? We could just call them Eastern Europe.
sure, I'd be all right with
Maybe
that.
we could get
Eastern
away with
Europe,
that.
the Eastern Europe team, where
Sure,
it's
yeah.
pretty much like 30 Russian guys on one team.
Anything east of Germany counts.
Sure. Yeah. The,
That'll work.
the,
No, yeah, but super successful NHL stuff. Like I said,
yeah,
Thursday.
it's
Ooh, I'm pumped up. USA Canada 2. By the way,
see,
Jake Gensel, former Penguin MVP so far. Love that.
nothing about the NBA All-Star game had me pumped up at all. Like I wasn't pumped up. I really wasn't.
Right? No Steph versus Damian Lillard in the 3-point contest.
As it should be. Or
There were some
and
things.
no John Morant versus um I don't
Vince
know,
Carter.
the
Vince
kid out of
Carter
the
was the guy with the
Timberwolves.
microphone. That was cool.
Huh?
Said Vince Carter had a microphone. I thought he was going to take his duds off and start dunking on people. I was like, come on, Vince.
I wish he had. But then that feels like Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson after that in the end. You know what I mean? So it's like, meh.
Well, I was hoping for cartoon Vince Carter, not like
All right.
50-year-old Vince Carter.
All
No
right.
doubt. All right. So yeah, the NHL that they survived a week of not playing, and they got a big game on Thursday. So kudos to them. I believe. I don't think
Survived a big week of not playing and probably became more popular in the process with this whole America
absolutely.
Canada, I mean,
We're gonna sell some USA to Chuck jerseys. That's for sure.
there you go.
I don't believe I have one. That might be on my list. That's on my wish list. Dear Santa, double to Chuck fighting jersey.
Just just the USA
Just
All-Star Week,
bloody USA to Chuck jersey. That's all I
bloody
want.
USA to Chuck jersey. I'm in.
Hell
All
yeah.
right. I like it. Well, kudos for hockey. Sadly enough, NBA had their All-Star Week this weekend.
Yeah, but that's right. We got a game to make it fun. It's NBA 3-on-3, baby.
The NBA 3-on-3 probably will help the All-Star weekend a little bit, but that's only because the FB and Goop Show cares.
We do.
Um, if you want to start, let's start. Who starts anyways? Do I start?
Let's see here. We're asked. Yeah, yeah. We're gonna Eastern Conference every time, right?
So and we have decided to do this, then rip on the All-Stars. Perfect.
We can totally do that.
That's fine. All right. NBA 3-on-3. Here we go. Ready? You got a little board up there?
I got a board.
When you get to start with my points, huh? Shit sucks for me. All
Yeah,
right.
well, yeah, that's all right. You got a couple
Oh
easy
no, I
points
get to
coming.
start with you.
Haha.
All right, ready? Here we go. Question number one in the NBA 3-on-3. You ready?
Oh wait, hold on. Next topic. Now let's do it.
I'm glad you're here for that. Who in the East makes the biggest move after the All-Star break, not including the top teams?
I mean, I feel like you should get more specific what the top teams are, but I don't care. You know why? Because
You know
the
who the top
Toronto
teams are.
Raptors, the Toronto Raptors are on the move. There's no
Okay.
question about it. Scotty Barnes was a shell of himself in the first half. He's going to explode. Brandon Ingram may or may not come back. I love Quickly. I love the ex Knicks. The ex Knicks are blossoming in their new environment. Maybe they were Canadian to begin with. Oh yeah, RJ Barrett was.
He was.
Anyway, so that's my answer. I mean,
Probably still.
I love Toronto for a move.
Do you think RJ Barrett is now in the right place back in Canada playing for the Raptors? Is he now the RJ Barrett we've been looking for and expecting to see?
You know what? I've never had a beer with RJ Barrett, but I'm assuming just by his play, he feels more comfortable back in the end of it. And sorry.
Nice. All right, I like that. I like the fact that a kid went home and found comfort there and became a better player. And
I think so. I think so. I love Toronto. What do you think about Indiana's little move recently? Halliburton seems to be getting better. Do you think the Pacers could make a move? CK Siakam? I don't know. I think they're destined for mediocre. So I'll go with
when you
Toronto.
and now
Toronto's my answer.
when you say move, do you mean top four or do you mean into the top three? Because I think the top three teams are set.
Moving down is, I mean, I think they're fourth or fifth right
Yeah, they're
now.
fourth. Yeah, I'm asking if you're asking, are they going into the top three or
Yeah, I
are
think
they
they're
going
going to go the
down
other direction. Yeah.
the other direction? Well, do you think the Pistons can overcome them?
I mean, I don't see why not. Whoever plays well the next 2 months could finish fourth in the East, right?
Well, your points were based on you talking about the Pistons. I love you went with the Raptors. I'm probably going to give you an extra point, but I thought I thought the Pistons could maybe take Pacers' spot and be in the top 4 or 5 just
Did you see
because
Kate
of the
Dunning?
trade. But now with your Raptors thing, I really like your Raptors thing. I love the homecoming of RJ Barrett. I thought I mean, that's probably the biggest story in the whole deal. Um, Once again,
Added note,
quickly. who I hated to lose more than Barrett was Quickly because I knew we were going to trade Barrett, but losing Quickly it just disappointed me. But yeah, 7 points.
Note, Cade Cunningham was terrible in the 3-point contest. So maybe that hurts the Pistons a little bit.
How was Brunson? Did Brunson?
Oh, he did very well, but did make the finals, I don't believe, or he was the first man out in the finals.
Okay. I didn't know he was in it. Once again, I'm working a lot, so I didn't realize that Brunson, but I was happy for him, and I think he should go back next year. I think he's an all-star caliber player. 7 points.
Gonna put 7 on the board.
So
All right.
I
Good
would
first
love to
round. Good
see
first round.
Celtics, Cavs, Knicks, Pistons. That'd be sick in the top 4 or 5.
Right. Add Milwaukee and Damian Lillard as the fifth.
Yeah, well, yeah, with the Bucks, I like where the Bucks are. I think the Bucks will stay where they are. I don't think they're going to catch anybody else, but they could get to 4. The
So then we
Bucks
got
could
what?
get to 4.
Indiana, Orlando, Atlanta, Miami
No,
scrapping
yeah,
for
see,
scrap.
no, I think now you start talk about. I looked at it. I didn't like
We're
Atlanta.
better than all
I
those.
wasn't
Pistons
impressed
are
with
better than
Atlanta.
all
I
those
was like
teams. Yeah,
Pistons are better than Atlanta now.
I think so.
I think so. I think other than the Bucks, you look at anybody else, I think the Pistons got a good chance of getting in the top 4 or 5. That's why I was asking because I was like, wonder what he's gonna say. Because I mean, I look the Bulls no, Wizards no, 76ers, they're injecting stuff into Paul George just to get him through a game. I'm like,
Yeah, right.
no,
No, yeah, there's a lot of no's there.
a lot of no's, right? So now you got to
Yeah.
look at your team and go, a lot of youth, a lot of good talent. Yeah.
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 10 deep. We just run a lot of people out, probably. A lot
Yeah.
of 6'7", 20-year-old wings. What are you going to do, guys? Well, we're still running.
Yeah.
Fun.
What do you
That's
do?
fun. I like that.
I mean, it doesn't help you in the playoffs, but it helps you through the season.
Yeah, we don't get Detroit Pistons do not get their first round pick this year anyway. So the better, the better.
The better, the better. Finishing the top 4 and losing the first round, somebody gets a
Yep.
20.
Let's get some playoff experience, baby. Here
Yes.
we go.
Get some
Ready for
playoff experience. Always
2026,
want
homie?
playoff experience. I begged the Knicks for years to just get the tiny bit of playoff experience.
Get in there.
And God damn it, just get in there. You were in there for 29 straight years in a row. Now you're just trying to get in there. All right.
Nice.
All right.
Sick.
Question 2.
That was just the first question.
That was just
Solid.
the first question. After winning his 3rd slam dunk in a row, slam dunk competition in a row, should Mac come back for a four-peat? Because when Mac leaves the slam dunk competition, you don't know who in the fuck Mac is.
All right. So, all right. Weird answer. I think if Mac leaves, ... I'm going to jump to Blake Griffin. And my question is should Blake Griffin be embarrassed that he jumped over a tiny Kia and just dunked the basketball when this guy is like 6 foot tall, jumped over the Kia, over a dude in the Kia, grabbed the ball, paused in midair, and then threw it backwards into the basket? Blake Griffin, I thought you were athletic. I'm sorry, Mac McClung kind of like
I don't
made you pee
believe
your
I don't
pants.
believe Blake Griffin has ever once been as athletic as Mac McClung. And I only say that because Blake's 6'8", kind of gangly. And I don't know if he's ever been just like quick, like can Mac can grab the ball. If you when you watched all the dunks, when he got the ball, he apparently had a lot of time to contemplate what he was going to do. You know what I mean? Like
Mac,
when he got the
Mac
ball, you were
McClung
like,
is not a dribbler. He is a twister
Twister.
and a quick twitch banger and slammer.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
and he happens to be able to jump like 6 feet in the air. So he just gets up there and then he's able to grab the ball, slam the thing, tap the rim,
yeah,
whip the other way and this way.
in the air, he was in still the same amount of control as he was running. You know what I mean? It was just like, wow, get the ball, got it. Now. All right, shit, fuck. Good
All right,
job, dude.
hashtag Blake Griffin. I'm just mad that Blake sucked so bad as a Piston. What was the question in the first place? Oh yeah, Mac McClung. There
Should he come
shouldn't
back
be
for a four-peat?
there shouldn't be a dunk contest and late unless you allow like locals into it. Like find the six bounciest guys in the neighborhood, let them bring their friends and non-gang member families into the thing and like let them dunk and on a 9 foot rim. Like make it fun for everybody. Imagine people going nuts for this local guy with dreads. Maybe he's 4 foot
So
tall, but
only
it's
locals. You can't have out of
yeah.
state slam dunkers.
No, I'm talking whatever the city the game is in.
Okay.
Find the five bounciest, move the rims accordingly so their dunks look good. Maybe manifest that, maybe tell us, maybe don't, whatever. I don't care. But make them look funny. Make them
No,
look
you got
good.
to have standard rules. It's at least got to be
Fine,
9 feet.
9.5 foot net.
Nine and a
Everyone
half
bouncy.
foot. That's fine.
Everyone in the neighborhood that's bouncy gets to come and try. I like it.
No, best 4 or 5. And Max still gets to be in it and gets to use Kias as props. And the
Next,
rest got to bring
dude,
their own props.
I need 2 Kias next time. If there's only one car, I don't want to see it.
You can just jump over it long ways. You don't have to have 2 cars out there.
Ooh,
Nobody's
long
ever
ways would
jumped.
be cool. All
Long
right,
ways
long
would be
ways,
cool.
yeah.
That'd be sick. He still did pretty. I mean, what he jumped over was much bigger than most have. They always jump over just like the trunk or the hood.
His just twistiness is very impressive.
It
Very just
was
twisty.
the way he can turn around, see the rim, and slam the ball, and it's pretty impressive.
When he retires, we're gonna have Mac McClung's core workout and seeing behind your head stuff.
Right? Mac will have something going on after this, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like you said, he can't dribble. I mean, what else can he? I mean, is he that good of a bat? He's a G leaguer.
No, he can't dribble. That's why everyone always holds the ball up there. So he doesn't have to dribble. He just runs and grabs the ball and just dunks it. If he could dribble, he'd probably be on the team somewhere.
I thought he
Or
was in the
shoot.
G League.
Oh, sure.
He was a 76er for a week.
He's played 5 or 6 games in the league. It's fine. He's almost there.
There you go.
But I pick his pocket, dunk on him. So what's up, Matt McClung?
So you can score some fucking points. Should Mac come back for a four-peat?
I think I said, oh wait, the dot dot dot. It's over if he doesn't come back. So I think it's over. No, he should just retire on top. He says I'm not coming back. The NBA goes, fuck, what are we gonna do? Over. He retires as champ.
You can have 4 points. He should take the money. When the NBA
No,
falls apart next year and they say, Mac, come back, we'll give you.
no, we got hologram Mac McClung workouts. I'm telling you.
All right. That's why you got 4 points.
Yeah, I'm not great at everything. Workouts and like not my thing. I don't understand people's headbands and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. That's why you have a headband on. You're the only guy that has a headband that doesn't work out. That's the weird part.
It is kind of funny, right?
It's kind of weird.
I
All right,
rarely
question
sweat.
3.
I
Who has
rarely
the
sweat at all.
best starting 3 in the East?
Are we allowed to start just 3 now?
I want the best. I do. Who's got the best starting 3 in the East?
The best 3 in the East. I want to pull something crazy out.
I want you to.
I do want to. I do want to.
I want you to
don't.
come up with something that.
I feel like I'm going back to like old school NBA Jam, and I'm like, all right, Kate Cunningham and Durant, and then we don't have anyone on the wing. So like Sixers, we got Embiid and George. They're all kind of broken though, so injured. Those guys won't work. So you're kind of best 3. So you're saying Cat Brunson, and I don't know who your third best player is. Who's your third best player, Cap?
Nobi probably. OG.
Okay, so that can't be a top 3 because I'll say Lillard and Tuka Kopo and whoever else is on their team over those guys. Other than
Who
that,
else is on their team?
I that is a good question. I'm
Because
just
OJ
gonna go with
Anunoby's better than that
listen,
guy so far.
Bobby.
So
I'll just
far.
go Bobby Portis. I'll just throw Bobby Portis out there is good enough to make those two better than your three. I want to go back to Toronto because Scotty Barnes. No, I'm kidding.
Big Cat,
Uh,
and you think Big Cat and Brunson aren't as good as Lillard and OG or Anakanobi?
yeah,
Anakanobi.
yeah, absolutely,
Absolutely. All right, go.
absolutely. No, there's really nowhere else to go. I mean, you go to Boston and Cleveland. All right, so I guess Darius Garland and Evan Mobley and Donovan Mitchell. That's a small big three. And then, I mean, Boston, you can throw whoever you want. Derek White, Tatum, Jalen Brown. I guess you go with that if you're playing 3-on-3. It always comes down to Boston, man. The
Oh,
Celtics.
you're saying that it's Tatum,
Tatum put up 15 points in the championship for the All Star.
Brown, and what's your third? Porzingis?
I put Derek White in there just because he could guard all five positions.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
Yeah, it's rough, man. I mean, I think Boston just it always comes down to they're just I don't know. Like I guess I'm putting in a 3-on-3 kind of thing. This is a tough question. You know how hard this question is.
Yeah, that's why I asked it.
That's why I asked it. All right,
I
it's
said,
not
who's
the
the
Knicks.
best starting
It's not
three?
the Knicks because none of you guys can play defense. So I'm gonna go with Boston because two of those three guys play excellent defense, and Tatum, if he wants to, can. So all around package, Celtics once again win.
All right. All right. Listen, I don't want to give you the 8 points, but I'm going to give you the 8 points
Oh,
because it's
Joe.
the Celtics with Tatum and Brown. I thought you would have said Porzingis because on a night, on any good night, Porzingis is one of the best basketball players in basketball, but it's not every night.
I
With
love the
Tatum and
zinger.
Brown, it's kind of I was one I wanted to see what you were gonna say about the Knicks, and it's what I fucking figured. You wouldn't give me any credit for anything. I was like,
That's
that's fine.
fair.
Um,
No, I'd like to see that 3-on-3. That'd be fun.
right, me too, actually. So, all right, let's go. Your turn. Ask me some questions.
All right, my turn. You saw the skills competition where they did the lame dribble and bounce pass and shoot the jumpers.
Yeah, it's silly, but yeah, go
For
ahead.
any of you, for any of you who missed it, it's pretty much a lame dribble tour around the basketball court. And the Spurs, led by Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama, went first. And what they did is they did the bounce passes, dribbled around the cones, got to the 3-point rack, which there are three balls. Must shoot all three. If you make the first one, you move in faster. But they just took the ball and threw them like underhanded at the basket and then moved on very quickly to record a very fast time. I guess my question is, what do you think of their strategy in this nobody wins competition?
Well, strategy wise, A plus.
A plus.
It's about it's about quickness. That's what the fastest time wins, correct?
That's what they said. Yeah.
They touched all three balls. They threw all three balls. They didn't make them, but they still did it faster than everybody else. That should be applauded. But poor sportsmanship and and for the fans, boo on you because they were looking for people to throw 3-pointers up. And I'm glad they got forfeited, kicked out, told the fuck off.
Fair enough.
But
They did get DQ'd. I just want to add that Chris Paul would steal candy from your baby, and he would cheat to beat your grandmother in dominoes. And he decided to cheat the whole universe out of being able to watch this freaking nature, Victor Wembanyama, shoot a couple 3-pointers and then dunk the basketball. Instead, we saw him go bloop bloop bloop, throwing balls in the thing. If Chris Paul's not like tossed out of the league, it's
how do you know it wasn't Victor Wembanyama that came up with the plan?
because his kid still has his candy.
I hope that kid doesn't have any kids. I'm going with I'm going with poor sportsmanship.
Yeah, it was terrible. I gave you 6 points
I'll
because
take 6.
You should have crushed Chris Paul more.
You
That's
know
my.
what? He's got his reasons for being a douchebag. I'm sure.
I bet. I bet he does.
I bet he
All
does.
right.
How would
Question
it
number.
feel to be the shortest guy in the sport you're in, huh? Oh, it sucks.
Oh
Oh, fuck.
man, I hope Muggsy Bogues walks up and smacks him in the face.
Right? Oh, Muggsy Bogues smacks him in the face for being a douche. You know what I'm saying? So,
Totally, totally. All right. So, the one cool thing about the whole All Star weekend was one particular individual. How cool on a scale of 1 to 10 is Steph Curry?
he shoots the ball very well.
1 point. That's 1 point.
And he played such a wonderful host to all the guys.
Your points. Yep.
And
Did you see? Now I'm going to interrupt because obviously you're not going anywhere with this.
his
He's
smile was
so
great.
cool. Did you see? He had 8 in the game-winning game. Him and Tatum. Basically, they took 12 threes. They made 7 of them. Steph took all of his from either half court or off 1 foot and still shot 50%.
It
It's
was it was
mind blowing.
it was amazing, but it's what I expect. So it's not amazing anymore. Now he's boring.
Right. So now he's Jordan. Like
Yeah,
he makes the amazing seem mundane.
stupid. Right?
All right. So
He's
would you
just
say how
like,
cool?
oh, look, Steph made another 3-pointer.
So he's
Yay
so
for
cool he's
Steph.
not cool, but he made it off 1 foot and then he hit 3 more from half court.
The
All right.
logo, half court.
So you're saying he's
Uh,
uncool because he's too cool. He's like
yes.
Jordan after baseball.
Yes.
All right, so how cool is he on a scale of 1 to 10?
It's a 12 and a half.
You read my mind. 12.5 points you get for every coolness point on the Curry scale.
It's what you expect. It's like, oh, he
That's
shot
right.
it. It should go
This
in, swish.
this
All right,
next
let's move
question
on.
is super tough. All right.
I
There's
hope so.
only there's only 4 official answers. You get 2.5 points per answer. What are a couple of things to look forward in the Western Conference in the second half of this NBA season, my friend?
I am looking forward to Luka's Lakers to see if he can't put himself in a top 4 position and what he's going to do in the playoffs as a Laker. I think when you become a Laker and you go to the playoffs, it's just weird. It's like magical. I don't know what the fuck it is.
You named an old point guard. That's weird.
So, right. I'm looking forward to that. Sorry.
Sorry,
Getting
world.
close to the end of the show.
He delivered mail for 95 hours in a row.
I did it for 10 hours today. I'm looking forward to Jimmy Butler and the Warriors. I always like Jimmy Butler in the playoffs. I think he might be one of the top 10 playoff players in the history of basketball. It's apparently it's just awesome to watch. Being on the Warriors with Steph, I think that's going to be something interesting. If they can get healthy and be healthy in the playoffs,
Ooh, if Kuminga comes back and a little bit of revitalization that's going on with Kuminga and Butler and Curry, and
if they can
we
be
still have Looney.
healthy and get healthy into the playoffs,
Yeah,
I'm interested to see where
could
that
make
goes.
a run. You see Draymond fucking bragging on his podcast. We are gonna win the championship. That is just Draymond opening his big mouth again, but he
Yeah,
was
I
on
understand
TV.
that. I don't
He
think
was all over the place.
I
I
think
actually
the
probably
top
shouldn't
3
even.
teams in the East would beat the Warriors, and he's got to get past the top 3 teams in the West. So good luck.
Tough
Um,
one, Gray.
I believe I have 2 more things that I'm looking forward to in the West.
Well, if you want to get all the points, you've already beat me, unfortunately.
I would like to see SGA continue this run and win the MVP that I've been saying he should have won the last 2 years.
Damn it. You're getting all sorts of points, doggy.
I would really, really want to see that this year.
Yeah, he put up 55 points the other day. It seems like that's going to be the new normal. I am excited to see if he's just going to score 50 a game all of a sudden, Oscar Robinson style.
With the guy back, with Holmgren's back, right? That's what I thought I saw.
Yeah, he's a spacer and alley ooper. Yeah, that's going to
Yeah,
help a lot.
it's going to help him out, right?
Indeed.
And I think in the end, I think if in the end of this season, if I watch LeBron James play his last game,
I'd look forward to that.
I think I think I'm looking forward to the
That's definitely
retirement of the
that's a
king.
bonus point. That's a bonus point.
All right, I don't know if anybody else is looking forward to that, but if I could just end this 36-year long run, one guy just fucking retire and let these kids have their moment in the goddamn sun, you greedy prick. I think I would look at the end of this basketball season, Nick championship or not, I think I could look on this as peace. Just a
That,
peace of mind and piece of happiness, a piece of like, fuck. Thank you for all the years. There's no doubt you're the greatest ever. But thank you. You got to play with your son for 1 year. Not a lot of guys get to say that. In fact, nobody has ever said that in the history of basketball, right? Nobody's ever played with their son, right? No.
that's just baseball. Yeah.
Baseball, yes, but not with baseball. You can play to your 40. It's cool. It's
So
fine
cool.
to be the
All
greatest
right.
pitcher in baseball at 40.
So I gave you 7 points.
I'll
The
take it.
two, yeah, you got bonus points for the LeBron retirement and some of that other stuff. I had SGA. I had Jimmy and Luca. I wanted uh Ben Simmons cut by Clippers to happen at one point, and I wanted Nuggets have won 8 in a row. Jamal Murray is now completely en fuego. Can they keep that up and scare the shit out of it? So those are my last little thing.
I told you at the beginning of the year that I thought the Nuggets were still top two, one, two, three. So, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know if, I mean, don't know if I don't know if I'm looking, I guess I should have said that actually, because that's the one team that like totally tripped me out at the beginning of the year when they were 0 and 20 and then like, well, not 0 and 20, but you know what I mean? But made their way back up and
Yeah. Well, good job, man. You won.
25 and a half. Well, I crushed it with that 12 and a half.
Crushed it with 12 and a half. Yeah, probably should have made that less obvious how many points you were going to get depending on the Steph Curry rating.
Yeah, right. All right, listen. The greatest thing that happened this weekend was that the Daytona 500 was not rained out on Sunday, and I was able to watch it on Sunday and not have to work through it on Monday while the rest of the post office world didn't work, other than me and a couple other PTFs who were delivering parcels all day long. Not to bitch. But shout out to William Byron for winning his, and I'm going to tell you something. William Byron won his second Daytona 500 in a row, and Tony Stewart is yet to win one.
He's dead, right?
No,
Tony Stewart.
he's dead to me. That's for fucking sure.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair
Fair
enough.
enough. But in the real world, he's still living. He's doing drag cars now. I think he races quarter miles now in the big, you know, supercharged jet car things.
Sure.
I think
Scary
that's what
landing.
Tony does now. But to think about it, Tony has raced in IRL, NASCAR, probably every midget and I mean that dude
Oh
has
yeah, he'll race
raced.
anywhere. That dude's
He'll
crazy,
race
man.
anywhere. That dude's a racing machine. And
He
now
would
to
race
think that
11
he's
year olds.
doing quarter miles just let you know that Tony ain't ever stopping. So shout out Tony Stewart. Not saying anything bad about Tony, but William Byron has won two, and Tony Stewart ain't won one. And Tony Stewart has raced every other single race ever. So good job, William Byron. But William Byron got his second victory, and he was probably in fifth place with like a half a lap to go. It's just a lot of stupidity in the end that allowed Tyler Reddick and William Byron to be honest with you, Tyler Reddick got smashed into the, I mean, he was riding the wall behind William Byron to get to second place, and somebody actually hit him right in his door panel, and it thank God for momentum and velocity. You know what I mean? Because he just drove through that bump, and second place for Tyler Reddick. Good points all weekend long. I'm pretty sure when you look at NASCAR standings right now, it's William Byron, Tyler Reddick. So I will take that for the first week. Thank
Good
you very
start.
much.
Busher top 10. Yeah, Busher.
Which also puts you in top 10 in points,
Oh yeah,
which,
we had more points than top finish. You know what I mean? Our points were better than our finish.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, I think, well, it's all about stage wins. So it's about where you end up throughout all the stages.
Right. We
So
did
even
good in
getting
stage
top 10
two.
in the first stage or the last stage, if you got top 10 in all the other stages, well, then kudos. You made, not everybody did. You know what I mean? A lot of
Yeah.
people wrecked.
Right. And that's kind of my first, like, I'm gonna try to help me understand and everyone out there understand the kind of the intricacies of NASCAR or just the general stuff. Like there were a lot of wrecks at the end of Daytona, and everyone talks about the big one. And why I just don't understand why there are always wrecks at the end of the race. And how did your guy avoid the big one?
Well, the how to avoid the big one? Well, it's where the big one starts is how you avoid it. That's for if you're in first place, you avoid it most of the time because
Is it always the
it's
like
usually
same
behind you.
spot? Is it always the same spot on the track, or like with Daytona is always after a restart, or always on a
Oh.
certain turn?
Well, that's a great question because after a restart, a lot of the times, yes, but not always at Daytona because it takes a long time to build that speed up. So restart at some tracks, yeah, sure. People trying to gain position on a restart is very common because that's a place to gain spots because everybody's taking off and doing this. So on a restart, yes. At Daytona, not so much because it takes too long to build up the speed. The big one happens because you're going 200 and some odd miles an hour, and a small mistake happens. And when a small mistake happens at 200 miles an hour, it's usually catastrophe. You know what I mean?
So like a bunch of things going really fast in one direction, all of a sudden the one in the middle does something wrong, and then
Yeah, then it collects 13. You know what I mean? Or 14. That's what they call the big one. The big one is when it collects 15 drivers. The
right.
big one is not because it just that was that it, the big one is the one that collects the field up and it just fucks the whole race over.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Heard there
it's
was one guy that flipped upside down and slid upside down in the wall
second year in a row or second time for
like
him
a movie.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
weird.
it's scary when you go upside. Like, after Rusty Wallace and his 900 flips, we started putting little flaps on cars that made sure that the air would, push them back down because the flap would come up and the air would grab it. There's all, you shouldn't be flipping, but that's his second time in a wee while. So not good for that guy. Um,
Nuts. I got another question.
okay.
Is your guy a Ford or a Toyota, and why does it seem like no matter what the number on the car is, it seems like everyone's kind of trying to gang up on each other? What's the deal with the teams or whatever?
Well,
Like Reddick's what's he drive? Because my guy drive the I don't know. Well, I don't know what my
he
guy drives.
drives a
Toyota.
Ford. He drives a
Ford?
Ford.
I'm a Ford guy.
You're a Ford guy.
Yeah, we were doing
I was a
like
Chevy guy for about 25 years. I am now a Toyota guy because Tyler drives Toyota. I'm probably still at heart a Chevy guy. Fords are usually one of the faster cars at this present moment in time in the new Gen 3 car. Chevy dominated power for years, but then, you know, Hendricks won the championship
so it's Ford,
and
Chevy, Toyota. Is that the big three, or is there a big six, or how's that work?
nope, just a yeah. Well, there's just a big used to be used. it's still a big three. It used to be Ford, Chevy, and Dodge, and now it's Ford, Chevy, and Toyota. The
Nah.
Toyota showed up very well this weekend at Daytona with a lot of speed, which should make a lot of the other people nervous because they show up really well in a few other areas. So where they lacked was the speed.
Yeah,
So
I
for them
saw
to,
what was it? The Wednesday, like just timing things. Toyota crushed everybody. It was like Toyota, 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 Toyota. One Ford, Toyota, Toyota,
I
everybody.
think Toyota did pretty well in the duels too. So
Yeah,
Chevy still in the end won the Daytona 500. Toyota took second, and Tyler Reddick. Hendricks Motorsport and William Byron will always be Chevy because Rick Hendricks will always be Chevy.
sure. All right.
So also, um, yeah,
Hot dog and 1 and 2, man.
hot
No,
dog
hold
in
on.
1 and 2, man.
We'll get there soon enough. Anyway,
Soon enough. Yeah, I think when you ask about teams and how it plays out, listen, at a super speedway, teams play out heavily because either
like Atlanta.
no.
Oh, that's
No,
next
you
week.
can just be the fastest driver at Atlanta. You can't be just the fastest driver at Daytona. You're all the same speed. You need help. You need to
Ah,
be pushed. You need a drafting partner. Teams will tend to team up with teams, but that's just because the cars seem to draft well with each other. There's
sneaky. I
also a
like
lot
it.
of sponsorship money involved in this, so you will always push your team. You know what I mean? So
Right, right, right. Yeah.
Toyotas push Toyotas, Chevys push Chevys, Fords push Fords. But if you're in a team of four like Rick Hendrick, you got four guys pushing each other. If you're in a team of two like Wallace and Reddick, you're pushing each other. If you're in a team of four like Kazla, you know what I mean? So it's
I'm starting to get there. I'll
yeah,
keep
you know
asking
what
you
I mean?
questions
So
every
but
week, man.
but if
We'll
you're in
figure it
the
out.
Gibbs team and it's all Toyotas with Hamlin and Logano and Tyler Reddick and Wallace show up. Gibbs teams are going to push Tyler Reddick and Wallace. It's Toyota. Toyota wants you to push Toyota. They're paying the bill. Do what you got to do. So tough sport. It costs a lot of money. You got any performers of the old week there?
I do. I do. I was super excited. Champions League was today. It's knockout phase. Unfortunately, our boy Pulisic, who created one of the goals early on, did not do enough. Milan got knocked out. But I wanted to give a shout out to my two American defenders who we're going to need if we're going to win 2026 World Cup. Aaron Trusty and Cameron Carter Vickers held the mighty Bayern Munich to 0 goals until the 93rd minute when
Wow.
Byron finally scored and beat, these guys played for Celtic, the Scottish club.
Yeah, yeah,
And
Celts, yeah.
they were this close to taking Byron to extra time in the second leg in Byron. It was super exciting. Champions League's nuts. So they were almost my performers of the week. Good job by those boys. I don't know if you want to give a shout out to Scotland or anything there, but
Oh, it's shout out to anybody who's playing in that league in Scotland.
USA
Yeah.
and Scotland battling the big boys. I love it. But
Nice.
my actual performer of the week is Juju Watkins
Oh,
because
Juju. Yeah, 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 yeah.
who playing for the USC Trojans knocked off number one UCLA, putting up 38 points, 11 assists. Oh wait, 11 rebounds, 8 blocks, and a handful of assists. And I'm excited because she is going to be Caitlin Clark's, Superman to the bad guy in the Superman movies.
So you're saying Angel Reese is out here soon? Um, we
Oh yeah,
once
no, Juju's in. Juju's exceptional. It's going to be Juju and Caitlin Clark for the next decade and a half. I cannot wait.
Well, we once did a short, or I once did a short where I touted how great Caitlin Clark was and how nobody else would be as good as her, or somehow, or how she, changed the game of women's basketball, and she's in the same category as Richard Petty. Remember, I did that short, and somebody commented back to me, "You don't know anything about WNBA because Juju Watkins is coming," and I was like, "Well, I mean, I don't know how
I
you can."
remember that. I remember that comment. And
Yeah.
every Magic Johnson needs its Larry Bird.
Well, also, I was a kind of a rude comment because I knew a lot about the WNBA because Juju Watkins hadn't even gotten to fucking college yet.
She wasn't
So
even in
that
the end.
wasn't even in college yet, you fucking cocksucker. Let her get to college. So I'm just saying, she was still in high school when he made that comment. So good
Well,
for him.
that guy knows what he's talking about, eh?
Good for that guy who likes to watch high school basketball, you sick fuck. And yeah, I have a performer of the week also.
Go for it, man. Who's your performer of the week?
Cletus McFarland.
Cletus McFarland.
Cletus
No way.
McFarland, the greatest ARCA driving interviewer of all time. He's a bald
Man.
eagle. He's just hot dogging. He might be the greatest race car driver of all time.
Oh, man, he's the new Cole Trickle, the new Will Ferrell. I can't wait to see this
I
guy in
can't
the
wait for
pros.
Shake and Bake. So to Cletus McFarland, who gave the greatest after a wreck race interview of all time, he might have been the happiest guy I've ever seen in my life. And I believe it's because he's driving in a NASCAR racing around like a crazy man. I knew nothing of him until his interview. A friend of mine from the post office, Camoon, today said, "You need to mention Cletus." And I thought to
Well, a good
myself,
old
I
boy
can't believe
interview.
you're mentioning Cletus, but you're goddamn right. I should mention Cletus because that was one of the greatest interviews I've ever seen in my life. And we are now huge Cletus McFarland fans in the Good Time Tavern. It's probably going to be a banner somewhere of Cletus here because that was awesome. And I like to talk about NASCAR, and I need more people to talk about.
We got to change the Dukes of Hazzard song to a Cletus McFarland song and just change the chord by one or something. Just a good
No,
old
no,
boy.
no, you don't have to change a chord. After that dude that wrote all those songs said, listen, there's 116 songs in the same chord patterns, and I'm going to play them all for you.
Nice.
And then they went, damn, that's right. Well, I mean, God, obviously we can't fucking blame you or get you, you can't be sued. So,
Well,
yeah. So, yeah, we could just use the same tune and just make it just a Cletus song.
just a Cletus song.
So, shout out Cletus McFarland for the greatest post race wreck interview of all time and for becoming a FB in the Goob show. Where
Yeah,
we will,
I think he joins the icon list
I
with
believe he
Caitlin
does. I
Clark.
believe he joins the icon list. That's shake and bake shit right there. You excited for anything this weekend? Anything.
Well, I mean, I am excited for more Steph, more Jimmy Butler. That's obvious.
You got to be
But
excited about that. I'm
Canada
excited for.
USA on Thursday during my shift at the Good Time Tavern, 125 North Livermore Avenue. We'll be pumping it up, USA Canada.
I hope there's 100 fights in that one. I hope we win 5-3.
All we need is the good old orange man to say something else stupid. We can be good to go.
If we tie them, do we win it?
No, it's a winner take all championship game, homie.
All right. Well, we should fight in the end then for it.
I mean, we won last time. Let's fight in the beginning.
All right. Let's do that then. I am, of course, excited for the Atlanta race. I am excited to watch the Knicks play on, but I'm excited for this weekend's Atlanta race. I love Atlanta. It's such a different track. It's not a short track. It's not a super speedway, but it's a really, really fast mile-and-a-half track, and you're either good at it or you're not. So I hope Tyler Reddick improves this week.
Got this present. When should I come bring it to you? Pretty
Oh,
soon?
give me 10 more days and I'll start figuring things out and take days off.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, I just right now, just like until they say congratulations.
Nice, man. All right.
All right.
I can hold off for a little bit longer.
All right. Yeah. Give me 10 more days. Tell me to stay strong and not break any more rules.
Stay strong. Don't break any more rules. I want to put Sophia in a headlock.
Yeah,
Love
I
it.
want to keep this job. So I'm FB.
I got a job. Peace.
Peace.